All right, so now we're live. There's so many things. So I was coming in late, explaining about my brain, and I didn't go live. There's so many things whenever you do something, you're going to make mistakes. And this is giving you permission. When you make mistakes, realize we all do it. We're human. All right, so I'm going today and I want to talk about the countdown. And one of the things that I do about going live every day, which apparently I'm late today. That's one of the signs of brain damage. When your executive functions, time are really hard for me. So it's really hard for me to be on time, and I need to do a really discipline so that I can actually do things. So the reason we're doing at 11:11, I'm going to share my screen. So thank you for your patience because I can't do multiple things at once. And for this is adding Google. All right. All right. I won't be able to do this. Okay. The reason I'm going at 11:11. Can I do this? Well, this going to let me. See if they'll let me share my screen. I think that might be the easiest way to do it. Thank you for your patience. Allow. No, wrong one. Screen 2. Okay, we're going to see if this is going to work. We will get this done, and thank you for your patience. Goodness gracious. All right, here we go. Yes, we're winning. Okay, today. There we go. Okay, so partly why I go live is because when people go do events, they don't know the time. So because people have times all over the world, they don't know what time the event is. So what I do is I go live Monday to Friday at 11:11 Central to teach people where to find me. So here is the times. Why the screens are not sharing. All right. Okay. This is interesting. So I'm going to log in and try again. Goodness gracious. Okay, we'll try one more time. No, it's still doing the wrong things. Okay, we'll try one more time. So one of the things that we're doing is that I'm teaching your clients. So whenever someone comes in, you need to teach them how to work with you. Let's see. To allow. Okay, now we're winning. So I'm sharing my own screen. So what I have on here, so we go 11:11 Central, and these are the times that we'll go live right across Canada. So the other thing that I want to point out, so I'm teaching people when to find me. So when I go to my event on the 11th at 11:11, this is the time where it is across the round. And then you want to let them know what they get from it. The other thing that I wanted to talk today, oh goodness gracious, I'm going to. This is the day of giving you permission. So this is the time where it is across Canada. So this is the time that I want you to pay attention. So look in there. This is when Mel's trying to be alive. So this is where we're going. And it won't show me my other screen. So if you're in Europe, so it looks like I have to come out and get back in and go back in. My screen. So thank you for your patience. I will figure this out. Okay, so this is the times in Europe. So if you're in Europe, this is when they're going live at the same time. So when you're thinking about like, okay, Melanie, this 6 a.m., is that a good time? In Europe, it's probably still okay. Now, the thing that I wanted to say is that my clients will often say, okay, yeah, I have to go live. What time? And everything with my business, every time I try to make it perfect for my clients, it fails every time. But when I do things for me, for my time, for some reason it seems to work. So every time you focus on your clients and what they need, it's this mix of you want to this this right words. I'm trying to screen my other team. So the other time at midnight, 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., that's probably not a good time Australian. But the thing that I'm going to point out is that I've seen people going live throughout the world and trying to find the perfect time for those people all over the world. But you know what? There isn't a perfect time for anything. But when you put yourself first and you pick a time that when you put yourself first, so I want to serve my clients, but I need to serve myself the most. So 11:11 is a time is good for my brain because my brain, as I wake up in the morning and I get things done, I have more symptoms. And so about 2 p.m., symptoms start coming in. So after 2 p.m., I can't always drive, but at 9 a.m., I can always drive, more likely. And so you need to honor your body and what you need. So 11:11 Central, those are numbers that I really love. That it's a word. It started up with 11:11 started because I started noticing 11:11 on the calendar, and it was a really powerful on my card on my clock, the clock, and it felt when I looked at the energy, it felt like future self was talking to me. And that scared me because I thought it meant I died, but it's not. You can actually talk to past you and it changes. So it's so interesting. So there's this like woo woo part of talking to higher self. And leave a comment below if you believe in 1111 or those numbers. So for me, when I looked at 1111 and my gut says that was your higher self talking to me, I instantly went to this thing that I'm like, oh, you died. Oh my goodness, I'm dead. I'm a spiritual talking to me. But no, actually, it's so interesting because when you talk to past you, so you just talk to yourself with your head. So if you sit down and you think of a time in your life, when's a time where you had a really hard time? And then you think of where they are and wish that you could talk to yourself. If you could stand beside yourself in a time when your life was having a horrible time and you're talking to yourself, that so when you sit and you talk to yourself, you actually hear it. And so interesting because the psychology of that. So when there's one of the psychology they find, so this sounds woo woo, like, oh, I talk to myself with my head and I'm talking to past me and having a conversation with myself that I wish I had when I was little. Well, what the thing that I found out is there's a bunch of psychology that they found with. So if you actually take time and have a conversation to higher self, that's coding your subconscious. So everything in your subconscious telling you what your future actions are. So if you replay things that you've already done and you play them in your head, you're actually affecting our future. So obviously you can't change your past. Your past already happened. But when you recode what that happened, the reactions happens. So like we believe that there's no choice. I have to do this. But that's not true. So based on what I do, I believe that I'm kind and loving and I want to help everyone. So when something happens, like if it's easy for me to help someone, I will help someone. Oh, good to see you. And so it's so interesting of this woo woo and the science and that them working together. So when you're spiritual and the science aligned, that's when things work the best. So the other thing that I want to point out today is that normally I have a countdown before I go live. There's two different things. That countdown, if you notice, my doodles is interesting, engaging. So it lets people know a little bit about me. And then as well, when I go live, it usually takes about 15 minutes for most people to go to different places on the little platforms. So when you have that countdown, it lets people, it usually takes a little way to get award, ding dings. What's that word? Remember, I'm brain damaged. Talking to me is this collaboration. So um, the countdown at the beginning gives a little time for them to ding to other people so that people can come in and know that you're going live. So there's two things that I'm doing for this. So we're doing the countdown to give time for the platforms to ding other people and people to come in to see your live. The other thing is that my live is the exact same time when I go live. So I'm teaching my clients where to find me. And when you do something new for the first time, it feels uncomfortable and you want people to feel comfortable. So when people go to my events, I want them to feel comfortable. So they know the time, they know where to find me. And I would love if you guys to write down any comments. The event that I'm doing on the 11th, I'm helping people. The thing that I notice, okay, so what I've noticed is that there's all these people telling us these strategies, these marketing, this is how you run a business. But the thing that they're not talking about is the personal stuff. Because the business coach that I love the most is they helped us with our business and our personal and our business. And when, as a woman, a parent, you have a partner, you have a whole life. And when you run a business in home, everything's connected. So the event that I'm doing on the 11th, we are solving the problem is you're doing a project and it's not actually working. So when you're paying a course, when you're doing things and they're not actually working, that's the thing that I want to fix. All right. So leave it in comments below. Let me know what questions, what things you're struggling, and reminding you, if you woke up today, it's because we need you just like you. No one else, just like you. You can level up, you can get better, and we will see you tomorrow at 11:11 Central. And have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching my live.